Before I migrated to Canada, I went online and I started looking for jobs. And that's how I realized there were lots of conditions I had to fulfill before I could get a job. I am Edwin Nkengla Nguhdam. I am currently operations manager for ERLA. I manage 3 sites, the ERLA labs at Kempville, at Carlton Place, and IEMLT. My educational and professional background from Cameroon is I completed a bachelor's degree in Medical Laboratory Sciences from the University of Buea in Cameroon. I practiced in Cameroon for a few months at a private lab where you do a little bit of everything. So you have a little bit of biochemistry, a little bit of microbiology, a little bit of transfusion, you have a little bit of hematology, and you have a little bit of histology. My experience in Cameroon and education, as well as my foundation in histology, have been the building blocks that shaped my career and that empowered me to become the manager that I am today. So after I completed my bachelor's program, I immigrated to the United Kingdom, where I completed a master's degree in biomedical sciences. I did practice as a registered HPC biomedical scientist in histology. When I got to Canada, I realized that the Canadian system was different from that in the UK. In the UK, even as an internationally trained scientist, medical lab scientist, all you need to do is provide evidence of your education and experience, and that get assessed by the HCPC. But when I came to Canada and there was that requirement of having to sit an exam, it was quite challenging. One major area where I struggled were the units of measurement, because the units of measurement are usually different. There's some that are measured in millimoles per liter, and in other countries they're measured in micromoles per liter. So if you don't take note of those differences in the units of measurements, you could have basically put in the wrong answer, thinking you're right. When I came to the labs in Canada, I realized they had almost identical equipment to what we had in the UK. But going back to my native country of Cameroon and looking at if I want to look at the expectations in that front, the equipments were more state-of-the-art in Canada. The program in Cameroon is a 4-year program, and it's quite in-depth. We had a lot of exposure to every clinical field in medical lab sciences. Our background was solid, so when I left the country, I didn't struggle knowledge-wise. But I was surprised that in Canada, the program was a 3-year diploma and not a degree. Between the bachelor's program and the diploma program, you see a lot of knowledge evidence differences between people who do the bachelor's and those who complete the diploma, because the bachelor's, you have a lot of in-depth knowledge on the sciences, and it's also important because it allows you to be able to challenge certain steps or processes, even when manufacturers bring in new methodologies. Because you have that for in-depth background, you can look at those methodologies and you can query areas that you think may not be sound. And so that's why I think it's important for students to pursue that bachelor's program and get that extra knowledge, because it sets you apart. It allows you to be able to troubleshoot more easily and even to be innovative within your own labs. I believe the field of practice registration would be a brilliant idea, because it would allow technologists to practice first in the fields that they love and which they enjoy. We have MLT shortages all over the country. So I believe that is probably a strategy that allows us to have some MLTs in the market and to allow us to fill the vacancies that we all experience around and to meet our operational needs. As a Black man working in a Canadian environment, I didn't encounter any employment biases, but I did encounter some conflicts at work when I worked in my early days when I worked as a lab technician. So I did encounter some conflict at work, but that happens, where sometimes people wouldn't like you for who you are. We have to always remind ourselves why we are there for, because that's very important. Do not allow the conflict or the things people do to blind you from your original goal. My advice to IELT who are planning to migrate to Canada will be to start your assessment documentations early on before arriving. And a few of those steps will be things like getting your education evaluations done before you arrive, because the education evaluations take quite a long time for you to get that documentation. You'll be in a better place to get that exam done, get your license, start working in a very limited amount of time. The advice I will give to IELTS for those who are going to face challenges, just like the challenges I've faced, is for them to be patient. You have to learn the culture. You are in a new land. Learn the cultures of the land. Learn what people like. You have to learn a few things about Canada itself that will allow you to be able to be part of conversations, and so that you can build your own friends and network, because I find a lot of great, beautiful, lovely Canadians every day at work. Networking is key. Get yourself connected with professionals who are already practicing, more importantly, internationally educated medical lab technologists, because based on their experiences and their stories, they will be able to share some key points of how you can circumvent some of the difficulties you may encounter. Dream big. In the Canadian context, there is always opportunities for growth. And if you dream big, you will look for the tools that you need to grow. So always dream big, believe in yourself, and keep working hard, and never give up when you meet any obstacles, because obstacles are part of the game. They will only make you better. So dream big, believe in yourself, and keep working hard.